guys, so welcome to today's video. Today I just thought I'd do a little video on my favorite BB cream, CC creams, tinted moisturizers, sunscreen, foundation type products. I have kind of went a little bit away from doing more of like the makeup, skin, makeup type videos, but I thought I'd talk about BB cream since I have so many that I absolutely love. Most of these have sunscreen in them, which makes them great as an additional layer of SPF protection. So here we go. And I purchased all these with my own money with the exception of 2 of them, which were sent to me by Patreon. So, okay, so first off, most of these are going to be fragrance free except for this one. It does have fragrance in it. The new version is, I tried the new version of this. It's very similar. There's really little to no difference. They made now 4 shades of it. The Dr. Jart Premium BB Cream. Now, instead of the original 3 shades, where they had light, they had medium, and then deep, now they've got an extra one kind of in the middle, which makes it more inclusive. Some of these BB creams have a lot more shade selection, and some of them have a lot less. So I really do like this one. This is my go-to typically on a daily basis. It has essential oils in there. I don't smell them at all. Thankfully, if I did, I wouldn't like it at all, but the new version, I'll link to it below. Really, I've tried the new version. It's very similar. Really like it. The appearance and things, it just applies very naturally and is very easy to use. I do not recommend typically using a BB cream as your sole source of sunscreen because the SPF values, when they're measured, you need to be using a liberal amount to actually get, what do they advertise on here, 40. And if I actually applied a liberal amount of this to actually get the SPF coverage, I probably would not look like this. I'd probably look a lot more, I don't know, messy or just like thick or I don't know. It just wouldn't look as good. So don't rely on this as your sole source of SPF. I have a couple friends that do that and it just drives me crazy, but they can't be talked out of it at this point. So it's better than nothing for them, but anyway. Next up, we've got the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. They have, It Cosmetics has several different versions of their CC cream. Most of them are very wonderful, fragrance-free. They have a lot of ingredients in there. This is actually what my friend uses, and, she says, well, it's SPF 50, and I explained to her that if you're using an SPF 50, you would have a very noticeable layer, but anyway, she won't listen to me. But that's okay. That's okay. You got to start somewhere learning. So anyway, so very nice product. They've got different versions of it. This shade that I have is light medium. The shade I have in this one is light medium as well. And the It Cosmetics, I think they have like 5 or 6 different shades. So there's a little bit more selection there. But okay, next up, not crazy fan of Purito, but anyway, their Cica Clearing BB Cream is quite nice. I'm trying to remember if this is shade number 21, Light Beige. It has no fragrance in it. It's very natural. And it has a little bit of sunscreen in here. And this is a nice one we're checking out. And it's really, really affordable. I think when I looked up for the link today, I think it was like $7 or something. So do a little bit of research before you buy anywhere. But because a lot of them you can get really cheaper somewhere else. So, and you know what's disappointing me? I guess Purito's cruelty-free, but the lack of cruelty-free brands I have up here. But anyway, okay. Talking about not cruelty-free brands, we've got CLINIQUE next, which their Sheertint Hydrator with SPF 25. It's really nice. So the shade I have is Universal Light. It's a really nice tint to it. If I apply it with a BB cream, it's really, really wonderful product. Or not a BB cream, beauty blender. Oh. There we go. Looks pretty natural. There we go. Yeah, so it's a little bit shiny, but once you set some powder to it, it's a really quite nice product. So this, I don't think I've done a review of this, so I'll have to do that. Anybody want to see a swatch of the Purito one? Sorry. I didn't do swatches of them because I kind of stopped thinking. The Purito one's way lighter, but anyway, if I apply it like over a sunscreen, it doesn't look as light, and then I set a little bit of powder to it, so there we go. So the CLINIQUE's right there, the Purito's right there. The CLINIQUE's a little bit darker, but the Purito, they don't have that many shade options. So, okay, next up, where'd it go? Okay, so next up, we've got the Melania Glow Tint Hydrating Skin Tint. This one, I don't think it has sunscreen in it. It's got squalane in there. The shade I have for this one is 110. I think they have like 4 or 5 different shades. This stuff is really nice. No sunscreen in it, so be sure to use sunscreen with it. I'll link to it at Target. Milani has a couple different foundation products. There's Screen Queen foundation. This stuff I really like. Most of these aren't super full coverage, which is nice because I don't really like full coverage on a daily basis. I just like something light, something with a little bit of SPF in it, so I can just put it on and go. So next up, we've got the Klairs Illuminating Supple Blemish Balm. Does this have sunscreen in it? It has SPF 40, but I think they did a test on this, and I can't remember if this one actually had SPF 40 in it or not. This one might have been the one thing that was above all the testing. So, anyway, the one thing with this is there's one shade, so, which makes it very unfriendly for the majority of people, but it is pretty forgiving. So, and the other thing is, if you wanted to make it a little bit darker, you can add a little bit of bronzer in it. That's what some people tend to do. So it's not so one color looking. Add a little bit of bronzer in it. Or some of those pigment shade correctors. NYX has them where they've got all these different drops, or you can add like a white drop into it, which will lighten it, or they've got deeper drops, which will make it darker. So anyway, so that one was the Klairs, which is a bummer. It's only in one shade. I really dislike that. But anyway. Next up, we've got the Honest CC cream. This one has a little bit of titanium dioxide and zinc oxide for sunscreen with vitamin C in there. They've got an SPF 30. The shade in this one I have is Fair. It's really a nice product. Honest, I think, is cruelty-free. I think they're the skincare brand owned by Jessica Alba, I want to say. Before, all the celebrities had to have their own brand. That was before. But now, we know they all have to have their own brand. Okay, I got a couple more. The MDSolarSciences Mineral BB Cream. This stuff has SPF in it. It's run by Solar Sciences, which they're kind of a sunscreen company. They're getting more into other things. But this one, they say, has an SPF 50. Be very cautious of it. Again, if you're not applying a liberal amount, you're not going to get SPF 50. If you're applying it like you would typically apply a foundation, you'll probably get much less, probably like 20 or something like that. So, but worth checking out. If sunscreen is your primary thing, this one is one of the better ones. Next up, we've got, this was sent to me by Patreon, the Latan SPF 50 BB Cream. They have a couple different tints of this one. The light tint is wonderful. Also really nice for sunscreen coverage. And then also the Invisible Zinc Sheer Defense Tinted Moisturizer. These are also absolutely wonderful. If you're looking for a good sunscreen with BB cream in it, you can't go wrong. I can't believe I have so many BB creams. How am I going to finish all of these? I don't know. Especially with the ones with sunscreen in them. But anyway, I'm doing pretty good. They're getting smaller. But anyway, I still love the Dr. Jart one. This is probably my favorite. Unless it's like very sunny out there, I'm going to go with something a little bit more stronger in terms of SPF coverage. So, anyway, yeah, these are all great worth checking out. Most are pretty friendly for all skin types, except for very sensitive in terms of the Dr. Jart. So, anyway, interested in hearing from you guys if you go with a foundation every day or a BB cream or you change it up. Typically I just go with this pretty much every single day, except for occasionally when I really want something full coverage, then I'll go with that. So, I don't know. Anyway, so leave a comment. Love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much, and I will see you more tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.
Anyway.
Sorry. Once I start talking, I just